When you're listening to nothing but the best of oldies, you're listening to Magic 98.9.
I think that the video is an amazing example of the homeless population, that when you look at them on the outside, you see almost something that's frightening. I mean, the gentleman's hair was all bushy, and you wouldn't assume that there was something of value down deep inside of him, and yet every homeless person that I've met has wonderful potential, has wonderful histories. I mean, they've accomplished some great things in their life, and sometimes we forget that it doesn't take much of bad choice in our lives to really derail a lot of good things that have been in the making for years. Here at City Rescue Mission, that's what we do, is we take those individuals and we take them in the door just the way they are, and we talk to them about the mistakes they've made, because at some point they have to face those mistakes and learn from those mistakes and learn other ways to do life without redoing those mistakes. But we look at them and see way past where they are right now. And it's an amazing thing to see the life of a person who has crashed and burned and feels hopeless. It's an amazing thing to sit and watch them come back to life. The problem is this, and this video is a perfect example. Most people don't see past the surface. Most people don't see past that bushy hair and the military jacket that he had on that makes him appear different than the norm, and so they just either cross the sidewalk and walk on the other side of the street, or drive past and ignore and pay no attention. And the truth of the matter is, I would say the majority of homeless people are just one step away of getting back into the mainstream of life if someone will just reach out to them and give them a chance. Now, I know that there are homeless people that aren't really ready to make that transition back into a wholesome, responsible life, but we can't judge all of them simply because maybe one that you tried in times past didn't take it serious. One of the programs that City Rescue Mission offers is what we call the Compassion Card, and you can download these cards right off of our website, cityrescue.org, and it has an 800 number on it that is free, so they can go to any payphone and dial this number, and City Rescue will send a van to pick them up wherever they are in the city and bring them back to the mission to provide the needs that they're asking for. Usually the signs, when you see them out on the street, says, "I'm hungry, I need shelter, help me," or whatever. Well, instead of having to make the judgment as to whether or not they really are hungry or whether or not they really are homeless, if you hand them one of these compassion cards, they have access to have all of those needs immediately met. So if they take this lightly and say, "Oh, I'm not interested in that," well, then you'll know that more than likely they weren't really homeless and they weren't really hungry. They were wanting you to give them money so that they can go out and continue in their addiction with drugs and alcohol or whatever.